Alright, thanks for joining us, Universal Studios. Today's date is end of April 2019. I think it's April 27th. Yeah, because I'm not going to be publishing these things in order anymore. Well, the Universal stuff I will do. Disney I'm not going to. So I'm going to stack up on my Disney stuff. It'll be blacked out in June and July. So Disney Mayhem begins. And throughout the couple months I'll be publishing them here and there. So I still have stuff from, I can't remember, I think it's March. That I haven't even put out there yet. So I was going to go there yesterday. I had to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, work all day till 4, standing for like 7 hours almost. Not entirely, but ouch. Feet were freaking killing me. So it took 2 hours to get out here to Orlando, which I have to admit, it all kind of worked out. I found a route around traffic. I mean, it's going to take me 2 hours anyway. It's further out, but you don't have to go bumper to bumper, which is a huge improvement. Yeah, you can keep that. Yeah, because you're going to I-4, you're going, everything's fine. Then you stop, and you go, stop for like 30 minutes, and then you finally get out of that one. You keep going and get into another traffic jam. And it's just, it's 2 hours anyway. So if I take a longer route, it's just constant flow. Let's put it this way. I went out so far in the boonies, there's a federal prison out there. That's pretty far, and there was nothing out there. So I'm probably going to do that, only if I'm in that area. It's like North Dale Mabry, it's in Tampa. You go up Bears and you go up through Ocala and all that. Not that anybody cares, but holy shit. But, some days are freaking nuts. Especially now it's summer. Well, sort of. Either way, it was a good drive. It was far, but it was a good drive, especially when you're a zombie. Up since 5 o'clock in the morning. So, there's some other things I was going to talk about right here. Obviously, I can't remember everything. Yeah, well, when I was walking in here, it felt like, like Neutron's like a black aspect of me or something, or another energy of me, something like that. Or we're connected, we're connected to some similar energy, let's put it that way. So we'll see, put a hint out there. But yeah, he's like the other side. It's not me, but he's like, we're kind of working together and all this, So it's like I'm an aspect of him, he's an aspect of me. You can say technically in some weird way, not that we're the same soul, but of course others are working with that too. Obviously those out there are connecting to these vibrations. I don't see anything. The alien energies have increased. And some alien beings, not to name any names, want to control first contact. Because people are that aren't really understanding their spiritual side. So they're just, this person is channeling an alien. Oh, this must be all real. They're not understanding the spiritual aspects of it because there's many layers to it. And they get kind of the idea of, this is a feline, I believe everything this person says. And it's like, wait a minute, is that being trying to control me? Yes. Trust me. I found a feline out there that's being channeled by Mr. Rogers, that I call Two-Faced Mr. Rogers, and it's a vicious one. And it's like, first contact, yada yada yada. It's like, dude, this is like a devil being, and people are giving it power to it. They think it's all cute and lovely. They're not seeing it. There are positive felines out there, but the idea of first contact is freedom. Is free. Believe whatever you want. Don't be controlled by any entity. It's just keep yourself open. What do you see through your energies? It's freedom. Don't worry about the government and all that nonsense. It's like that's control opposition there. It tells you where the being's coming from. Is that being from the government? Probably. It's like, don't worry about the government. Fuck them. Just just be free. What do you feel? What do you see for first contact or any contact? Keep yourself open. You don't have to listen to me. You can't. And we get my perspective. But keep to your own perspective, which matters most. Because let me tell you, there's a feline being that's being challenged, completely piece of shit. And controlled by the Carians. And it is pretty popular out there, and people are just loving it up. So I don't care. I'm not going to name names. I've already have in the past. It's like a bottom-feeding alien. That's their business. And it makes me look bad by saying that. I don't care. Because what they're doing is wrong. But, you know, a lot of people do wrong stuff all the time. Look at McDonald's. Look at society. Most of the time that's going in the wrong direction. So it's soul growth. If we're coming out of a gutter like this reality, you're bound to find something that is probably not the most friendliest, but seems friendly because they have to look friendly. So they are showing their positive aspects, but there is usually if you feel a sense of dark overtone from that being, probably because it's real. It's like, I'm not really sure about these people because there's something shady going on, that's why. And some of the channelers aren't picking it up. Two-faced Mr. Rogers is clueless, but you know, whatever. So, alright, we're going to connect and go into the outer world. Yeah, I got a surprise here for sure. Okay, here we go, blessings. Greetings, this is Adam Warlock. Energies to you. Yes, I believe this is mentioned earlier about reptilian energies and how their negativity is being used against your planet. I believe it was brought up during a session. It was a connection I did with Ivan. It's basically beings here are trying to hold society underwater, hold their consciousness. And even the bird beings, the Carians, see them without a beak. Yeah, they're not very attractive. They're even disformed when they were created. They're like a disformed being that found bird energies. They were disformed creatures in the beginning, and they formated wings to fly away. The beaks weren't always there. Yeah, so it's kind of like a strange looking being basically. And they added the beak later because their faces were kind of, so they do look kind of strange without that. Even all bird beings look kind of bizarre because that was their original look, but without the wings. Think of them as being like not necessarily serpent beings, but something similar to that, to give you another aspect of it. So yes, there's a lot of strange things in the universe that you have not quite comprehended, connected to just yet, for various reasons. Soul energies here are advancing in a way you have not fathomed yet. But yes, there's a lot of strange things in the universe, and your birds they're more attractive now than they were in the past. So they found their wings, found their beaks, found their faces, found their looks. And the duck beings, yes, are the entertainment of your society. They do calm down the vibrations quite a bit. As basically, being human, as you can see, is very difficult. So having a duck being here, even when their energy is high or low, it is there to kind of calm the vibrations here. actually the duck is actually quite powerful here. It's just not, they're seeing the background very much like spirit guides are. You can even have a duck spirit guide being. Some of you might visualize that around you. It's to calm your vibrations. So yes, another one is your frog and your ducks are very good at calming vibrations. Of course, ducks are also known to take over universes and cause a lot of difficulties. So you can do the opposite of that if you wish to. But for the positive interjection, the duck is very much part of your evolution. Children, I mean, if you bring a duck to a child, the duck just the child goes crazy basically. So they give you not so much with a squirrel, but ducks, because ducks have that loving nature around them too. Even if they might have a personality around them. It might not always be the easiest, but some can be absolutely loving. Some can make great pets. Not to say they want to use the word pet, but I think you understand. So, your galaxy is also going through a new form of transition. You're letting out the old beings, basically. Earth's energies are shifting into higher dimensions. So things like this, your Men in Black, expect more of that to start occurring. Meaning, secrets are going to start to become public. Much of what you're talking about become more public, such as Ashtar Command and other species like that. Now, fictionalizing them makes perfect sense, because the soul, you can put into a non-fiction all you want, but sometimes the soul has difficulties, understanding that, at least coming from this reality. So adding a fiction element, it's like you're not believing it, but you are, so you are adapting to its vibration. So it's a little bit easier to take it in. Now, some can take in the non-fiction elements, but realize their mass population is going to have difficulties with that for various reasons. Yeah, the duck beings are still here. Yeah, they're cosmic beings also. They're here as winged beings, but a cosmic being takes a form. And sometimes, because they want to fly, because cosmic beings are energy beings, basically. And you kind of can't really fly if you're an elephant or a cow, but if you're a bird. So cosmic beings in general. Cosmic being means like anomalies in space that fly around, don't need a spaceship. I am one of them. So incarnating as a bird makes perfect sense. You're elevating the energies. You're in the sky. You're flying around. People are looking at it in awe. That's the vibration. So you can say they're spirit guides in some regards. Some are, but a lot of them are just incarnated aliens. And yes, it is true that alien beings are suppressing your planet on many levels, disconnecting you from spirit guide levels and energies. So you are cracking that door open, and yes, receiving unfriendly attacks. Now, over time, the truth will come out about some of these beings that are manipulating humanity, such as being channeled through channelers that are not legit beings. But for right now, it's like it's gaining its audience. People aren't really ready to hear the truth either. They might hear rumors of it, and if they need to hear it, they'll find it. But on a massive scale, they're not ready for it. So it's going to slowly, move around, but then eventually it'll explode. But not time soon, because it kind of has to build up its numbers. So when it is exposed, and the channeler will probably be like scratching their heads like, what? I didn't know. Even when we've been telling you for this for a while, and denial's been everywhere. So there's a lot of slow growth that needs to go. So they're building up their numbers, and eventually they're going to pull the cord. It's going to be a while. But when the truth comes out, it will definitely, kind of like your Harvey Weinstein, but it'll be an alien being that'll be. So like the rumors about Harvey Weinstein, the same thing with the alien being. That is correct. Blessings. Greens, we have the Black Pleiadians. Blessings to you. Yes, basically, I give you encouragement of your direction. We do work behind the scenes, of course, in many aspects. Yes, we're known as mostly seen as a blue being, actually. Yes, and there are various colors. But the black is an energy that you're most familiar with, let's put it that way, and your soul growth. We're here basically to help you find your way in a calm manner. Basically, a lot of us can make excellent psychologists, especially to help you adapt into this vibration. Think of an energy room where just feel your fears, anxieties are healed, but also understood and pulled out of the difficulties you're having with growth. And then you come to a world like this to expand on those difficulties and grow yourself to the next level. As basically there's an energy field around you that you are opening up to new realities, new directions. And the mind has difficulties adjusting to these transitions. We are in many aspects of your world. We don't appear always as what you would expect. Having a Black Pleiadian energy, basically we're, yes, working behind the scenes as you find yourself. Finding yourself is very difficult, as you can see. Many beings don't want you to know who you are. So our energy is like, we are like a vitamin. We are not necessarily the cure, but we are a supplement. And so to find you the direction that you're looking for, while helping you also find what you're looking for. We see, when you change your direction, it's like, I want to grow, I want to open yourself up. You do get our attention, because many of us are assigned to you to assist. But yes, once again, we don't make ourselves known normally. And many of you that are African American, Black, have been one of us at one time. And not to say you still aren't, you actually are. You connect to that role, basically seeing many humans, Pleiadians, not always Pleiadian, it can be Syrian, it can be various different species, but a lot of it is what we come from as Pleiadian. But basically, you see many beings, and you see where they can work on and improve on. And so it's kind of like Scientology, but without all the BS, basically. So we can help you with your abilities. Of course, at a higher dimensional level, it's a lot easier. In this reality, not so much, because it's ran by the dark forces. But you can see aspects of what you're capable of basically going to a healing chamber, connecting to others that are here to help you without asking for a dime. And it's just basically, so you actually are seeing the alien aspects here. It's just done in a negative way. Not always, but your religions are more of a negative experience. So it is, if you see it from an alien's perspective, like community, that helps the souls, because even churches, you remove the religious aspects. Who do you go to if you got abused? Who do you go to if you have trouble with someone? They are there to help. So they do have a positive side to it. And that's very much where we come from. So that's why churches haven't fully evaporated, because you need that aspect. You need community, somewhere to go. And we're not here to take that away. But the control mechanism is released when you want it to be released. We're not here to release anything unless you do it. We're here to help you and finding out what you want. But we're not here to change it. Yeah, you're here doing it all by yourself. With assistance, that's the best we can do. We work through it's your intentions. What is it that you want for yourself? Yes, many do want certain, to be able to live a certain lifestyle, but realize also poverty has a lot of positives to it. And just going through it is very difficult. It has a lot of, because you find yourself, you go within. And somehow it's like, oh, going within sucks. And yeah, it's really the hardest, yes. With the financial situation such as homelessness, and some have just taken homelessness to a whole new level. And actually many of them are actually quite proud of it. They're actually enjoying it. Some of them, not all of them. But they are still reaching within themselves. That's not saying you need to all go in that direction, but some figure it's the only way to go. So it's just, and also not worrying what other people think. A lot of them got over that. So there's a lot of, you can learn from the homeless world very much. It's like you need to be it's another way of keeping you grounded, instead of when you have everything you want, you can do everything you want. And that's where the mind can really get lost too. Not with everyone, but what you're going through, it all has a reason for it. It's just not easy to be shown at this time. It's like when you're working through a gym and you're working really hard, and it's like, oh, this is pain, this is hell. But then you see the results later on. When you're doing that for the soul, it's not always easy to see in your own energy. Great, this is the Superman consciousness, Superman energies. Greetings to you. Now, one thing that Ivan was forgetting, yes, and some of you can kind of go on that level also of everyone here is technically in some kind of disguise, basically. You're not always who you would like to be or seem to be. Many of you are like a 1% of a version of yourself. Now, yes, as a super being, yes, Ivan has a lot of connections with that, but also it's like how to ground your energies without using them for false pretenses. Your Lex Luthor, you can say, had a lot of these powers at one time and lost them, because it's very negative and very controlling. And when he gets those powers, obviously there's versions of the stories where he uses it for good, but also versions that you want to use it for evil. So battling a Superman is basically who makes you, what gives you the right to have all those powers? Why can't all of us have that? So a lot of ways in our battles, you're trying to take my powers away, basically, or test them to their brain to show I am actually powerless in many aspects. That was the whole point of it. It's like I can outsmart you, basically, take it away. But also that's part of his soul growth for super beings. Basically, the more powerful you become, more powerful the situation can become also more complicated. And that's also the reason why the movies have not done so well recently is because the story doesn't necessarily need to come out fully yet of the Superman or super people, because there are, yes, many females involved. It just starts with the male energy because it's for boys to identify with, but the girl has a different, usually it's more like a She-Ra type of energy, or it just has a different type of direction. But the Superman is one that is not exactly an easy incarnation, especially on worlds like yours, where you're basically kind of constantly losing yourself, and beings are trying to take away your powers, or beings that are showing they can outpower you. So you attract a lot of enemies. Yes, you can help beings that are lost. Well, I wouldn't call it lost. Just humanity's direction is not necessarily to know of its power yet, but for various reasons. There's different aspects of it. There are worlds where there are super people, of course. Super people where, yes, not just it can fly, but it can do many of my powers and much more. Even in the movies themselves, they showed extra powers, and that's actually quite true. It's not part of the Superman mythos. This is also showing you can create other powers if needed. You can generate other abilities. Maybe not at full function, but you can do it. Oh well. Mother issues with child teaching the mother, basically. Mother acting like a child, actually. kind of fascinating. But so yes, to go back to just beings with powers, beings have a great amount of abilities, and it can manifest different energies whenever needed, and it can get very complicated because of that, because you can also pull in a darker aspect of you, and that's harder to get rid of than you might think. So your movies, like the Superman movies, for example, there will be a time when that becomes more clear. Right now you're still trying to figure out your alien aspect, your magic aspects, and the super beings will eventually appear when needed. Because right now your consciousness isn't quite understanding the full grasp of it. There is in the comics, but the movies have not pulled it in. The comics have actually figured it out quite well. It has not translated to film very well. And then with the comics, buried, laughed at, thrown away. They're not seen as important for various reasons, because they're putting a lot of information out there. Even your Batman is basically a darker aspect of Superman to a certain degree, using mental resources. And even that is, yes, like a meta-human energy, another aspect of Superman, basically, because you can't really do those things without, you have to be somewhat superhuman to do those type of situations. So in the soul growth here, you'll see more, but that is just a little bit of our message. We'll go into further. We're kind of feeling this out. Blessings.
Hello emotions, hello again.